Rome Streetz. He's that crisp, lyrical assassin known for his intricate street bars and unique cadence, and he is back with a new project entitled Noise Candy 5. Now, Rome Streetz had built a buzz for himself in the New York underground scene in the late 2010s, but just last year, he signed to Griselda Records and released his debut label album, Kiss the Ring. It was a project that garnered quite a bit of praise. It made it into many people's end of the year album lists, and it also shined the spotlight on this hungry underground MC. Now, to me at least, it's felt like a long time since Rome Streetz blessed us with a project, especially given his typically prolific output. But at the very beginning of this year, he did put out that collab album with Big Ghost entitled Wasn't Built in a Day that I feel fell under a lot of people's radars, but it was a very dope project. Now, this new album, Noise Candy 5, it is the 5th installment to his famed Noise Candy series. Now, I gotta admit, I caught on late with volumes 3 and 4. So I've yet to hear the first 2. But Noise Candy 5 contains 14 songs lasting approximately 40 minutes. It features Wavy James, Double D, Currency, Joey Badass, and Riggs. But with that being said, let me go ahead and just hit y'all with this track-by-track breakdown. The opening track, Second Seizure, it sets this dark and desolate tone right out the gate. We get a minimalist sample loop from Piff James. It's a little ominous. And Rome Streetz goes in, giving us one raw, vivid verse. Altogether, it's a strong opener that I have zero issues with. Track 2, Hell Backwards, has this bleak and haunting guitar riff that's almost trance-like. This is a Wavy Da Ghawd production that feels like it was made for Timberland and hoodie season. I mean, those are just the vibes that I was getting. Rome raps, pocket full of filthy cats, see dirt all over my palm. Heard I got a couple offsprings, but I don't know they moms. Neck blown from golden charms or bombs or whatever dope. Hip hop is dead. You hear my music through the stethoscope. So as a whole, it is one of my favorite songs on the project, as I like the grim, hellish production and Rome's razor sharp lyric. Following this is Clutchin', another standout, produced by Wavy Da Ghawd, which has this eerie, mystical piano arrangement. Rome talks about having to move more cautiously as a rapper. That's why he has to clutch the tech. He also speaks on the young dudes willing to throw their life away for some clout or for some street fame. Little dudes dying young and they ain't having no babies, no legacy, just a Gucci belt and an old gat. Tag your name in the jail cell, you bound to go back. So that line about the jail cell was definitely something wise and cool to ponder on. Right after is Stunna, which offers a change in pace sonically as we get more of this spacious, groovy production from Denny LaFleur. And Rome, Mafia Double D, I believe his name is, and Bodie are also rapping in more of a trap-like cadence here. So I thought Rome had a solid verse. Unfortunately, Double D's wasn't overly memorable, but Bodie's stood out as the dopest to me. Next is Chrome Magnum, and it has a signature warped Conductor Williams style instrumental. The production here just might remind one of some of the sonics on Kiss the Ring. And on here, Rome is giving us some criminology raps done at a brisk and energetic pace. But I did really like the wordplay on the following lines. 2 L's, roll a Cool J, I'm smoking cannabis. And there are some other bars as well where Rome is either displaying his street wisdom or just coming through with that overall ruthlessness. Immediately after is Go Raw, which has this dusty, bare bones sample from Sovereign that is both haunting yet luxurious. Rome is really gliding over this majestic loop, and there is this theme of taking risks and how he had to manifest his success. Rome Streetz does offer some food for thought with the following lines. A risk is what it takes to rise. I had to make a move to find some excitement from my jaded eyes. Some dudes ain't wise, they chase them eyes. Is it a marathon or a sprint to you in this race for shine? Yeah, this one will easily give off those Griselda vibes, and Rome was sounding quite godly over this particular sample. Afterwards is accurate with currency, and it's backed by a smooth, low-key instrumental from Evidence that has this whistling effect that goes pretty hard. So while I love Currency, I didn't necessarily find his verse here to be too stand out. But Rome, on the other hand, he definitely bodied it. Some highlights include, yeah, I came up from incarcerated to cash cow, had a Creole clientele before I put a rap out, knew that I'd be king in this shit, I never had doubts. Learn less trying to skip steps, taking a fast route, hypnotized by hoes on Instagram with their ass out. You lost the lust, got found stuck, she laid your ass down. And I especially like the cautionary end of the verse where he talked about dudes getting hypnotized on social media to women, which can lead to them being set up. What follows is Fire at Your Idle Mind with Joey Badass, and it's backed by some tense boom bap production. Like, it's one of the grittiest and angriest sounding beats on the album. So while I also like Joey Badass's music too, I was not too impressed with his verse here. For one, it just seemed like he repurposed like half of Biggie's lines from Warning on it. Rome, on the other hand, he was definitely the MVP. Catch you eating food for thought, blow your brains on the dishes, and other rapper getting slain is tradition. I had to listen to my intuition to make it out the flames of hell's kitchen. I hear a snake hiss, they disguise it as well-wishing. I've been around friend or foe, and I can tell the difference. Next is Pocket Full of Beans, a shorter track at just under the 2-minute mark. And it opens with a rare sounding Jamaican sample and some off-kilter trap-like drum. Rome is also doing the double time flow, talking about betting on himself. Now, this one didn't have a ton of quotables, which was fine, as it was more so about him experimenting with a different flow. And there is Black Magic. That's set to this breezy, quirky sax from Sadu Gold that might give off some more of those Kiss the Ring vibes. Rome came through with some sharp lines like, was a young ace hoping one day to meet Lulu, and watch for the double cross like you guarding the answer. Following this is Shake and Bake, which features another irregular trap sounding instrumental. Rome's doing more of the double time flow. You could say it's basically a drug dealing anthem. The focus again being more on the vibes and the flow than on the bars. Things do wind down a bit on the subsequent song Fast Action Venom with Riggs of the Cloth. Now these two give us some smooth criminal talk over some soothing strings. And Riggs did have a line that I found to be a little amusing. His breath smell foul, I bet he in the Ku Klux. After this is Heartbreak Hotel, which has this mellow, syrupy sample with a slight warp quality to it. Rome is talking more about how he made his own reality out of his visions. He's also reflecting back to the days when he used to sell the fiends out the Heartbreak Hotel. Then this album wraps up with Pro Call, which features some nocturnal boom bap sounds courtesy of Evidence. He is giving out some wise practical life advice with, gotta know when to press the brakes and when it's time to speed, be a wolf, but know when you gotta rock to disguise a sheep. So overall, I'm gonna give this project a rating of 4 mics. I think Rome is 2 for 2 for the year so far. And I'd say it's a worthy follow-up to Noise Candy 4, but like I mentioned earlier, I've yet to hear volumes 1 and 2, but let me know in the comment section how y'all feel volume 5 ranks with the other releases in the series. Now, even though I did enjoy Noise Candy Volume 3 and 4, I wasn't necessarily blown away by the production on those releases, as I cared much more for Rome's lyricism. And at the time that those projects had dropped, I realized that I did tend to prefer Rome over projects with producers like Future Wave, Big Ghost, DJ Mugg. Now, with Noise Candy 5, I did feel the production was mostly solid to dope and serviceable. And of the many producers involved, Wavy Da Ghawd's contributions stood out the most to me, which, you know, made me ponder of the possibility of the two doing an EP or a full-length project sometime soon. As far as the bars were concerned, Rome Streetz was bodying beats in true Rome Streetz fashion. You know, it was another lyrically dense project to digest. Another thing that I liked was that he did experiment with some different flow change-ups this time around. The only thing that I would say is that he did have quite a few lines on this project built around the concept of effing the world or screwing the world, and that kind of got a little trite after a while. But as a whole, it was another strong, consistent project from Rome Streetz that I'm sure most heads will rock to. My favorite tracks include Second Seizure, Hell Backwards, Clutchin', Cro Magnum, Accurate, Black Magic, Heartbreak Hotel, and Pro. But let me know what you thought about this project in the comment section. It's your boy Mixtape Muff. I'm signing out. Be sure to hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't. As always, it's peace and blessings. Rome Streetz, Noise Candy 5-1.